everyone, it's your Leo bestie, Krystal. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to thank you for being here. If you are new here, I have previous videos of how to heal your inner child, and I've just been talking about the steps that I took. Just a quick reminder that these are the steps that worked for me. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to work for you, but I hope that in me sharing what worked for me, you are able to find what is working for you and what will work for you. Last week I left you guys off, if you keep up with my videos, if not, go catch up. I left you guys off that I am going to go now more steps into talking about the brain and talking about how trauma actually affects the brain. Before we get started, I wanted to take a step back. If you keep up with my videos, again, I have a video out about emotions and an emotion tracker that I created. So for this episode, what I'm going to do is I updated the emotions tracker to be a little bit more specific. And also I'm going to do a voiceover that walks you through it in case you want to go download it. It also walks you through how to download it. I'm going to go into the voiceover, but I just wanted to say a quick hello and just tell you guys that the rest of this video is going to be a voiceover, and I will see you at the end. And if you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask about the emotions tracker. And I would love some feedback because I am just learning. As I said, I updated it from the first version, so this is like a new and updated version of it. So I will leave you guys there, and then we'll just go into the voiceover. So the first thing you want to do is go and find my website. I have it linked in my Instagram on my link tree, or you can go on the comments, like the little show notes of this YouTube channel, and usually I always have my website on there. So the first thing you want to do is go look for my website. So I'll give you like a little bit to go find it. And after that, you want to go to, so you're on the home page, you're going to see a page that says Book of the Month. You're going to click that. Then after you click that, you're just going to read the little notes, the book that we're reading for this month in the book club. And then here you'll see at the bottom, it says emotion tracker. So if you click on the feelings tracker, it should take you to a link to download it, or you can click on these three little dots and do download. Either or, just click on it or actually download it. Okay, so now it's downloaded. You have the emotions tracker. I do recommend to print it because it's a little bit easier to do instead of doing it like on the computer screen. So I did make it as a PDF so that it's able to be downloaded. Okay, so as I'm doing this, I'm showing you guys on my screen here are on the feelings tracker. So you'll just, if you want to read, you can, but if not, just keep going. So the next page, you're going to see that I put the one over to the left over here. I did a little introduction to what are emotions and what the 4-step process is going to be. I'm not going to go into it. I mean, you can read it, and if you guys have any questions, like, let me know. But then the next page is the emotions wheel. This is where you can see what emotion you are feeling. And then it kind of spreads it out because, yes, you might feel fear, but what's that fear? Let's define it. Let's see what it is. It could be anger, but why do you have that anger? Are you hurt? Are you mad? And then from that hurt, what does that hurt feel like? Where is that hurt coming from? And then you can select like embarrassed or any of those. So, and I'll go more into it. That's just a little bit of an example. So after you go there, you are going to find, after the next page, is the 4-step process. And if you did the first one, this one is completely different than the last one. So I'm going to go through it with you guys and to set an example of what it looks like, just so that if you do this at home, you know what to look out for. And I apologize right now, like that was one of my mistakes, and I'm learning, is that I just put this emotions wheel out there and I explained a little bit about it, but I don't feel like I went in depth into it. So I'm sorry again, but here we are trying again, and maybe and hopefully I even update it later because I've learned more. But I'm just learning, guys, so thank you guys for bearing with me. Okay, so I will go into the 4-step process. So in day 1, step number 1, you're going to look at the emotions wheel and identify which emotion you are feeling. Step number 2 is you're going to validate the feeling, welcome it, and just say like it's okay to feel this way. And then step number 3, you're going to sit with that feeling, and what do you notice? Like, what's coming up? Are there any thoughts, any memories, any visuals? I'm a visual learner, so for me, I get a lot of visuals. And then sit without judgment and remember that it's okay to feel all these emotions. At the end of the day, we're human, guys. So step number 4, you're going to process and express the feeling. This is when you're going to cry, you're going to journal, you're going to sing, you're going to move your body, you're going to yell into a pillow, you're going to push the wall, you're going to go take a bath, whatever it is, this is where you go and do that. So let's take the best way that I can do this, and is by showing an example. So I'm going to go into step number 1, and it's to look at the emotions wheel and identify which emotion you are feeling. Okay. So here I am with my emotions wheel, and today, I could say all day, I felt I felt almost fear, and then once I felt that I felt fear, I asked myself, I'm like, okay, but where is this fear coming from? And I'm like, I feel a little anxious. I'm feeling a little that anxious feeling. I just feel like something bad is gonna happen, and that's just the feeling that I'm feeling right now. And then after that, it takes you to okay, but are you feeling detestable, terrified, frightened, inadequate, inferior, all these things, terrified? I don't think that you have to stay in that little thing. So for example, here, yes, I was feeling fear, I was feeling anxious, but I wasn't feeling any of these. It wasn't anything that related to here. But if I go over here to these other ones, I can say that I was just feeling a lot of I was just feeling I would say that I was feeling very vulnerable today. I just felt like I wanted someone to just talk to about my emotions. I was feeling like I just needed to let stuff out. And so to put that into a picture for you guys, I was just sitting here and I was starting to overthink and really felt this feeling I just wanted to talk to someone. And that's why I was feeling anxious and I was feeling that fear, because fear is the familiar feeling. When I'm feeling vulnerable and I don't have someone there to talk to me, my brain automatically takes me to when I was younger and I was having an emotion of wanting to talk to someone about the things going on, but I couldn't and I didn't know how. So then to bring you guys back, me now, 28-year-old Krystal, whenever she feels vulnerable and ready to talk and ready to speak and express her emotions, she gets that little fear and that little anxiousness because of that feeling she once had when she was younger. And I hope that you guys are following, because if you guys read this part right here, what are emotions, I explain that exact thing, that when we experience an emotion, whatever it is, whatever emotion that you feel, that's discomfort or is frightening, is anxious, all those I hate saying negative, but all those emotions that you are feeling, your brain is taking you back to the first time that you ever felt it. And that's why it's so important to like know about your emotions, because if not, you're like carrying those limited beliefs. Like I was carrying that belief inside of me, and I'm still working through that. Like it's a work in progress, and it's a thing that you have to like consistently remind your brain about, because our brain is just learning a new way, learning a new pattern. And the more that you work with this of like, okay, I know now that I can be vulnerable, I can share my story and feel like I'm not gonna get in trouble, or that I'm gonna not get believed in. Like I know now that when I speak, it's because it's me. I'm being vulnerable. I'm sharing with you guys my emotions, how I feel. Like I'm letting you guys see the full me. And that is very, very, very vulnerable. And I'm still working on it every single day. So just know that it's not just you. Like we're all learning new pathways. So back to the thing. So here I went to the emotions wheel, which was step number 1. And then step number 2, I validated the emotion. Like I was like, you know what, Krystal, I know you're feeling vulnerable, and just know that it's okay to sit here with this emotion, and it's okay to talk about this if you need to. After I welcomed it and I was like, okay, feeling, you can stay here. Like, I want to see what you feel like. I want to get to know you. And now, here we are, step number 3. And you're going to sit with that feeling. And I sat with that feeling and I noticed the sensations that came up. Like, I felt that anxiousness, like, in my throat. Memories started coming up of me like being quiet and not speaking up. Visuals, I saw myself like in a room just sitting, feeling that scared, feeling that wanting to talk. And then also I sat without judgment. I'm like, okay, like I know you feel this way. Our brain just took us there. You know what? I think we need to process something here. I think we need to get through something here. And then that's when you move on to step number 4, which is process and express the feeling. And in that moment when I'm like, okay, let me process, I processed it and I was like, okay, I'm still carrying that. I told myself I'm okay to feel this way. And I sat with the feeling. I felt it. I got these memories. I got these visuals. And now I can express it. And what did I do? Like, I allowed myself and I shed a tear. Like, I just cried. And it wasn't like hysterically crying. It was just like literally I just shed a tear. And then after that, it just felt like peace. Like, it felt like I could have breathed. And it just felt like I'm like, okay, I'm going to be okay. Before, guys, I would have sat with that emotion and that feeling, and I probably would have took it to a next level. I mean, being vulnerable for me before was so bad. Like, I couldn't, if someone was like telling me like they had this depression and they had anxiety, I wasn't the person to be like, oh, me too. Like, I actually do too. No, you couldn't tell me that, because to me, there was nothing wrong. I was living a normal where I didn't know something was wrong. And so now for me to come from a place of vulnerability and being able to tell myself and shed that tear, it's like, okay, I'm safe, I'm here, and I felt it, I've identified it, I validated it, I felt the sensation, and I let go. And that's how you process your emotions. I hope that makes sense. I can make more of these if you guys want. I love explaining these. Like, that's just one that came up for me today. Well, I'm recording this and it's a different day, but I felt it. And now I'm talking about the experience. Like, I'm talking about how it felt for me. And I'm telling you guys, like, I'm still learning as much as you guys are. And so it's like, we're in this together. Just know that. So I will keep going on in the emotions wheel. So here you see you have a whole 7 days to go through this emotions tracker. And I just put like some little explanations. And so like the first one, it's identify and validate, and it's name your emotion, then validate the feeling. Remember, all feelings are welcomed, and reminder to allow yourself to feel and affirm it's okay to feel this way, and remind yourself you won't always feel this way. Write down what comes up for you. This is where you get to like use this as a mini journal, especially if you are someone that doesn't like writing a lot. This is just some like little key points that you can write down to remind yourself. And then with the sensation is like, take the next 5 to 10 minutes and just sit there. And I know for you that are like, I don't have time. Trust me, 5 minutes, you can do it. I know you can do it. You've watched a TikTok video for 5 minutes. I know you can do it. I've been there. I know. And when you push yourself to do it, you just get this sensation of such a proudness. Like, you just feel proud of yourself. And it's a feeling that you just want to keep doing. Like, you want to keep making yourself proud. So anyway, so with the feeling, take to 5 to 10 minutes with that feeling. And are you experiencing discomfort? Is it physical, mental, or emotional? What do you notice? Are there any memories or thoughts? And then again, write down what comes up for you. And then now we're gonna let go. So it's time to let go. And in order to move through the feeling, it needs to be expressed. You have to express this emotion. So change comes from intention to move through our feelings. There has to be an intention for it to be moved out of your system. So one thing is like journaling, screaming, crying, singing, moving your body, doing some yoga. I love dancing, like shaking my hips and like just letting that out. Because if you don't know, us women hold our emotions in our hips. So move those hips, girl, like get those feelings out of there. And again, write down what comes up here. So now we're going to go into the next is, so keep going and let's just assess. Let's see what happened. So the 7 days went by fast, and here you'll see a little rating where you can just like rate yourself. And this is a place where don't judge yourself, like don't be your own judge. View it as someone else, view it from a third person. Like when you're gonna rate this, ask yourself, if I was rating this for a friend, how would I rate myself? Treat yourself as your best friend when you're doing this. So I feel what emotions are stuck in my body. If you don't and you say never, like that's okay, it's fine. But now you know that that's something that I can work on. Now I can work on feeling what emotions are stuck. Do I exercise to move out emotions? So whenever you're doing an exercise, here goes with the intention thing. When you go for an exercise, even if it's like to go to the gym or whatever it might be, set the intention before of like, I'm gonna do this workout to let go of this pain I'm holding in my chest. I don't know what it is, but while I work out, I want this emotion to get moved out of my body. You affirm that, so that's what you're going to create. So just things like that, like start doing things with intention. The next thing, so you can keep going on with the rates. So the next thing you'll see is like emotional, like I can identify my emotions. Again, same thing with the emotion rate, and just treat yourself as your best friend. The next one is just a little commitment that you can set to yourself. And I put some examples there of what they can look like. So for like example, I commit to setting time aside to feel my emotions. I'm going to feel my emotions 5 minutes every time before I go to sleep. Whatever it is, like just set that time aside for yourself. this is self-care, guys. Self-care. So your body, again, I commit to setting time aside to move my body and to make healthier food choices. Take care of your body. And memory. So this one's just like I put right there, I take time aside for on working on healing my inner child. Another thing that you can write in this memory thing is I commit to reading more. I commit to reading 5 pages a day on a self-help book. Whatever it might be, set that time aside. Like this memory thing, like as you read and as you like gain more knowledge, you're creating more of those pathways in your brain. So remember that, guys. Here I just put a little activity list that you can do with I guess with any. So I put this little checklist of like what you can do. So emotional activities, journal, positive affirmations, spend time with loved ones, practice meditation, breath work, spend time in nature, physical activities, just a little things that you can do to let go and just have some fun with yourself. I even put on here that you can watch your Leo best friend on YouTube. Then I left this little, my mouse is like so weird. This little notes page, just in case you guys want to add anything. This space is completely for you. Let me know if you guys want me to add 2 of these, because I thought about it, but I didn't add it. Just because no one like said anything. But if you guys download this and you're like, oh, I wish I had another notes page, please message me. I would love to hear. And just here I put a little thank you, and I mean, you guys can read it if you want. And then the end, this is me saying bye and just a little bit about me. So yeah, guys, you guys saw how I did this, and I hope that if you guys have any questions, I added my email address and my handle to like every single page. Just if you guys have any questions, just know that I am here. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for staying until the end watching that voiceover. If you guys have any questions at all, how I mentioned, please reach out to me. I am happy to walk through the emotions tracker with you, and I hope that I explained it in the best way that I can of how to actually feel your emotions. Because when we're going to dive into more of the brain and more of like the trauma brain, it is going to take a lot of stepping into your emotions and learning how to navigate those strong emotions and navigate how to actually feel, so you don't have these big emotions that really create a ripple effect because of how you react or anything that you can think of. So yeah, if you guys, again, if you have any questions, please reach out and go ahead and then download it. And then remember that it is October 1st and you have a whole new month to set new habits. Check, me and my cousin have a page out on Instagram where we do challenges on a daily to challenge our brains, and it really helps by setting up these little new habits in your life. And for the month of October, we are doing a mindfulness challenge. So go ahead and check it out. It's under K and Snow. And then also we have a podcast out, which is under Love, Nurture, Faith. I know we have a lot going out there, plus my YouTube channel. And I just want to say thank you if you've kept up with all of it. We're just trying to make it out here and just trying to get our voice out there, because we know that whatever we say, whatever we're doing is helping someone out there, even if it's in silence. So I just want to say, if you are a silent watcher and you have been following me, my cousin, and on our journey and just this social media, trying to figure all out, thank you from my heart. I thank you so much. And I will see you guys next week. I love you guys. I'll just send a quick prayer by saying to God to bless us this October, to bring us new blessings and to bring us great growth. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Remember that every single day is a new opportunity to grow. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on the next. Bye.